Hello and welcome to the Hot Chips ENR review for Fallout 4. We all start by awkwardly staring at the camera. But you know the format. We all get 30 seconds to talk about Fallout 4 and then we'll give either a yeah or a nah. And then we break it down further into our deeper opinions. There might be some spoilers in there so you can switch off at that point, but make sure you stick around for this first half at least. So, Fallout 4 is Bethesda's newest version of Fallout.
Yeah.
It's actually the fourth one, such as the name.
Yes.
But it's not the fourth one.
It's
Because
not
it's
the
not.
fourth one.
Yeah.
It's something that.
Yeah.
It's
like
six.
I don't know, New
Wasteland
Vegas,
Stories.
what was another side one?
I don't know if it was Wasteland Stories or something. It was something after 2, I think. Can't remember.
So hopefully we've confused you enough already about what version it is.
Not
Big
4,
Four.
but it's 4.
I learned something. I didn't realise it wasn't the fourth.
Yeah, there's a
Name
little
Fallout.
between
Wow.
ones. It's like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Fallout
So,
Tactics.
Yeah, let's get back on track.
Yes.
How
What is Fallout?
What is Fallout? It's you're probably the best.
Post-apocalyptic role-playing game.
Perfect.
Nice.
Good sort of description of it, although they have
Sounds
changed
good.
how the game is played over the last couple of iterations. It used to be
You're doing the review now.
isometric. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing the what is the game?
It came from an isometric turn, like almost turn-based.
Yeah, kind of turn-based.
Sort of
live turn-based. They use
More
Mac
of a-
systems for that as well.
Yeah. More of a tactical
Yeah.
RPG.
But now it is third/first person action adventure RPG kind of
Yeah.
best description. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Fallout
While
4.
still maintaining a really good level of being like the original.
Yeah.
Including some of the sound effects are almost carbon
really?
copies
Yeah.
of some of the
Cool.
sound effects from the originals.
I like that.
Interesting.
Obviously,
It
still
It doesn't
try
require
to
too much
Little
description,
detail.
I feel. If you're watching a game
Yeah.
podcast and you've managed to not know that
We
Fallout
did it
4
anyway.
exists, well
We've done
done.
it. It's all done.
Can we skip over that?
We all learned something. Okay, so how long have you played the game for? Fallout 4. What's the experience like?
How long have I been playing for? I'd say maybe between 15 and 20 hours, maybe?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the context of the game, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
And this is your first Fallout
And this is
game.
my first
First
Fallout,
Fallout.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
really interesting to
fantastic,
me,
yeah.
and
Cool.
actually trying to think through my expectations versus what's been delivered, and yeah, it's been interesting.
How long have you put
I'm around about the same. I'm about 14 hours, I think.
That's crazy. 'Cause
all
you've got
up.
so much further than me.
Yeah. I could have gotten so much further. Mm.
I've put in 26, 27 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And sorry, where are you now?
and so I played Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 now. Fallout 3 I came to quite late in the piece because I thought it looked disgustingly ugly and laughable. And then when I finally got it hands on, it still looked in ways really ugly, but it was an amazing game. So I was there day one for 4.
Huh.
Yeah,
Nice.
had to be.
And did you take any sick days to achieve 26 hours?
No.
Oh, well done.
No.
So I've probably put about 10 hours in. And I'll get to my opinions in a minute. But let's start with the 30 seconds we all get, followed by the yeah, nah.
Yeah.
As normal, we put Amy on the spot. And make you go first.
Yay.
Your time begins now.
Oh no, I kind of haven't really prepared. I've been really impressed with the game overall. I was late to the hype train for the game. Kind of at E3, I was a bit like, I'm not really sure if I like this game or not. Everyone was really excited about it, so I got on the train. And I think it delivers what I was expecting in that there's a really good balance of RPG elements with, I was expecting it to be a shooter, so I've seen people complaining about that, but I think it delivered on overall, and it looks great, it's a lot of fun to play, and the story really kind of is compelling, so...
You're out.
You're done.
And
Yeah.
I'll,
That was a
am I
good
gonna get
finish.
my
No,
We'll do the
finish.
years once we've all given our words, I reckon.
Okay.
We'll go through one at a time.
Good stuff.
Alright, Theo, you.
Oh, on the spot again. Okay,
Yeah, go.
done. Alright, now, loving it. Having a great time. Still loads more that I could be doing. I took a very different approach to all of you guys, actually. I've heard, all of the negative things I've heard about the game, I find to be really positive. Things like, I won't go into spoilers, but we'll go into mechanics. Things like how the RPG system works is not as in-depth as it used to be, but it's still very unique in creating a unique character, and I feel like it's more so towards that, at least in the beginning of the game, because now you can level in. Didn't say much, did I?
No, not really.
Not really.
Let's move on quickly to Reagan. Let's go. 30 seconds on the clock.
Cool. I feel that they've taken a game that had so much already in there and they've added so many more layers with all the construction of settlements and armor and weaponry. You can really build anything all the time, which is amazing, but it's a big time waster. It feels like you can put a lot of time and get nowhere in a lot of hours. It looks great except for the lighting and the characters. Other than that, I really have nothing bad to say about that. And I could put another 100 hours into this game, I think, without getting anywhere. Loving it. I think it's great.
That's well.
Hashtag Reagan has to have a complaint about the game. So
You got it. There's something bad about it. Nothing's perfect. Jordan, go.
Yeah, so I played Fallout 3. I didn't like Fallout 3 really. I gave up real early on in the game. So going into this, I wasn't that excited because I knew it wasn't going to be a game that really appealed to me. And the fact that it was too deep and there was too much to do really puts me off games because I think about the time commitment I have to put in and that sort of thing. But I really made an effort when we started this. I was like, I'm definitely going to play as much as I can. When I got to about putting 5-6 hours in, then you're stuck in the game and you're into the world. I'm going to run out of time, but I am enjoying it. Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to go around. We'll start with Theo. Is it a yeah? Is it a nah?
Oh, it is a yeah.
It's a yeah. It's a
yeah.
Right.
It's a yeah for me too, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's also a yeah.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
Wow.
It's a unanimous
Yeah.
yeah.
Getting it up.
So,
Is that the first unanimous decision?
I think it is actually. I think it is.
Yeah.
So there should be a fourth one, but that's okay. So that's kind of, we all think it's a game worth your time, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to get into sort of more spoilery discussion now.
Actually,
So.
we won't go too far into like story spoilers, right?
No,
You guys can't. I can.
Yeah, I literally can't do that. But it's still, in general, we may touch on, we don't know, we may touch on what some people think of as spoilers. We're going to get more in depth into it.
You survived the vault.
None of us have finished
What?
it though, so
What?
Friday. None of us have finished it, so
No.
we can't spoil it.
Technically, I'm like one quest away from finishing it.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
I couldn't do it. I wanted to do it last night, but I was too busy
Can
doing
we
other
just
things.
discuss though, the way that Theo's tackled this game is basically like, I'm going through to the end,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
not doing any other than crap
I
that's
just wanted to
distracting.
finish.
So if you don't want spoilers, just switch to another video.
Just turn my
Right
right
now.
off.
Hit that you liked it though. Just down there.
It's
Yep, liked it.
It's good fun.
Leave a little comment about whether you've played it or not as well. And if you want to get into the rest of the conversation with us, just here we go.
Sweet.
So how did you attack it?
How did I attack everything? I attacked it going straight to Charisma. I knew I wanted to go to Charisma because I played a lot of Fallout 3 and I tackled that as I wanted to be a gunman and I want to shoot everyone down and I tried being a good guy and a bad guy and just always was the gunman. But in this game, I really wanted to talk my way into and out of stuff, which was it's so valuable for getting into that. So you can make
I've already come across one conversation that I wish I had the charisma points for. There was two guys that looked identical, one of them holding the other one at gunpoint, obviously because of the synth things that's happening. So that's a spoiler, right?
Yeah.
So the synth thing that's happening. And so and you don't know who, one of them's on his knees with his hands behind his head, wanting the guy not to kill him, and the other guy's going, he's the synth, he's taking over my life, he's going to destroy me, my family, so I need to kill him here and now. And the option of interrogate was red, which means I didn't have the charisma points. Oh, so
you can try.
I could have tried it, but the chances of me actually passing it was very slim.
Yeah.
And so I did what I shouldn't have done, which is I put a little quick save, and I killed one, and I couldn't tell. I couldn't really tell whether who I killed was the right one.
Yeah.
So I reloaded, killed the other one, still couldn't tell.
I thought they evaporate.
No. I guess I thought the highest level synth is what I've heard from one of the characters is that they're indistinguishable. They bleed the same. They are the same for all intents and purposes. They look identical.
Oh, that's weird.
And this was one of those situations where no matter who I killed, they both died in exactly the same way, and the other one was kind of happy and went on his way. And I was like, I don't know what I've done. I feel that there's a haunted moment that's coming another 30 hours in where I hear about his family dying. I feel, I don't know what...
Do you think that this game does a magnificently terrible job of never telling you if you've made a bad choice?
Yeah.
Like you
Which
just
is good.
get that
I
feeling in the
know.
pit of your
Yeah.
stomach where you're like, I think I've done something terrible.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
like,
that's
not
great.
sure.
I think it's great as well.
In Fallout 3, they used to have a karma system, and the fact that if you did something wrong, it'll say bad karma.
Yeah.
But in this game, you have no idea. Yeah, which I it's both interesting, but at the same time, it's like, what if I never come across that situation again and never find out about it?
Because if I'd have killed one and the bad karma went up, I would have gone, oh, that was a human.
Yeah.
And,
Well, no,
and
you
so-
wouldn't even know, because some of the synths, good.
No, but I mean, if I
Close.
spit... Oh, right, okay, well, I
They
wouldn't have come
would
across
love
that part yet.
Huh.
But yeah, so without that initial feedback, I was just left really terrified about what is going to happen in 30 hours time or down the line somewhere.
Well, that being said, if you had a family, maybe synth isn't the way to go. replacing them.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Which is
Theo's very much gone. I'm going through and I'm going to the end and I'm not caring about any of the
My
stuff
base is a
that's
skeleton.
happening out here. Whereas
Yeah.
I've done the exact opposite. So like I'm going through and it's like I literally everyone that gives me anything to do, I'm like, okay.
I will help right.
Which is incredibly tedious.
Yeah.
But I'm really liking it. And,
My biggest issue, it's not even an issue, it's just the fact that I think in Fallout 3 you had little triangles on your compass that showed you where locations were, and if you hadn't been to one it was just like kind of a hollowed out triangle. But with this one you get a little icon for 3 cars stacked on top as a junkyard and stuff like that. And I've found that any time something new pops up, I'm way more interested in going towards it, since I know it's not just a little arrow. I don't know, there's something about it.
You're like, oh, that's a jump.
Oh, I need to go check what's over here. And so I just never end up going where I'm trying to get to.
Seriously, I'm bad at maps to start with, and there is so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a terrible combination. I've spent like 10, 15 minutes swearing I was in the right place and being like, I'm still ages away from where I was trying to go.
Yeah.
I've done so many things.
You've probably got so many quests in your inventory, all marked as on. You're like, what am I doing?
Because you can't mark as many as you like as on, right?
And I had to go into the quest section a few times and go, nah, turn it all off.
Yeah.
So you just haven't touched any of the side quests?
I have touched a couple, unintentionally, and I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
Right.
And then suddenly I figure out it doesn't progress my story.
Because I got to Diamond City, and then this guy was like, I need to find a baseball bat, and a collector's card. I'm like, I'm right on it. Like, I'm on this. I'm off. I'll be right back. Like, I'm like, this is probably
fast time.
Who cares about my son? Like, this is I don't care. This baseball card is like way more important than finding Sean.
So I'm finding the absence of a story over those first 10 hours to be quite difficult to care about. Like because you lose your son. He gets kidnapped at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Then you don't hear about it for ages. I've been playing the game for like 10, 12 hours.
But you have to follow the story.
But that's not the way you're supposed to play the game. Like the way Theo's done it's not the way most people would play it.
I don't know. I agree it's not how most people play it, but I think, and this is my frustration with open world games, which we'll get into in the podcast, is that there's no point where the story shouldn't matter. Like Sean it's his life. He's trying to find his son, but like a baseball card in my situation made him forget completely about his intentions. I played for about 15 hours, right, before I realized, oh shit, I haven't even started with Sean. because a settler in Sanctuary came up to me and was like, oh, it's a sad thing what happened to your son. And I was like, my son! Oh god, why am I here right now? I need to be on the lookout. It was about the 23-hour mark before I went to the city you were told to go to get information about your son.
Yeah.
So you get out of the vault and you get into the first little village outside of the vault, a little township, and you meet Preston, the guy who's part of the Minutemen, and he wants your help, and you help him, and you get everything sorted. You get your first suit of power armor, and he's like, okay, for information about your son, go to Diamond City. It's the first place that you get told by someone to go. I went, okay, cool. He goes, but we're going to go up to Sanctuary, and we're going to make a place for ourselves, and you're welcome to join us and help us out whenever you want. So I literally walked with them slowly the entire way, just having a look around, and forgot completely about Diamond City. And it was 20-something hours before I got back to Diamond City.
That's exactly what I did too.
Yeah. And that's so it's kind of broken because it's not incentive. It's not like, oh, I'll see you later. They're telling you where they're going. They're telling you that they want your help, and you've got that decision. If they just said, oh, well, go that way, see you later, and they just pissed about in that town for a little bit, so you had no reason to follow them, then maybe I would have gone to Diamond City. And my biggest issue with open world games is that you completely lose the importance of what you're there to do.
I feel like every time the charisma option comes up, to be like, I'm looking for my son, I remember, and I'm like, I'll say that. I'm differently.
So it's like now you're looking for your son. You've been looking for your son 10 minutes ago. Why are you talking to the shopkeeper about it? If you're looking for your son, go to Diamond City.
Don't worry, I helped some robots get water, so I'm good. Now I'm back on track.
That's one of the things that about the game. The story doesn't feel important yet. The characters don't really feel important. Like I don't really care about my guy. Like he's just.
You do have to make the effort.
If you compare it to other role-playing games, not open world, but Mass Effect is a good example. The amount you care about Commander Shepard and those characters, like right off the bat, like the way they bring you into that game, and you have a reason to return because you want to progress the story. Like I fire up Fallout because I want to build a new weapon, not because I want to progress the story.
Yeah, it's a good point. At this stage, anyway.
Yeah,
definitely.
Plus, I think you're right. I think the story isn't that strong of a story. I think it's trying to.
I
be
don't even know
strong.
what it is yet.
Right,
I haven't got to the point
yeah.
that the story has happened yet.
Can we talk about theories about where the story goes? Or you probably have
No,
more
you
of an
can
idea.
theorize and I can just laugh.
Yeah, but before we get to that, it was just like the fact you're right. The story it gets pushed to the side, and so it doesn't become important anyway. It's just not an important story. But at the same time, I'm okay with that because the environment and the world is so interesting that there are so many minute little stories all over the place that I just don't care about the overarching story. And by the time I got to Diamond City and started actually talking to people about my kid going missing, I actually started getting bored with the game. That was when I got bored with the game and I started following the story. And I was like, all I want to be is out finding other people's stories
That's actually
and
where I
helping them
stopped
out.
as well.
Yeah. It was something boring about it. There was way more interesting just walking somewhere, seeing a new building off in the distance and going, I wonder what's there, and finding there's a passage underground and things and story and just something to expand the world. There was another thing that happened last night when I was playing where I fast traveled to one of the little settlements, and my companion I was with was like, whoa, what's that up in the sky? And this massive thing,
The
just,
ship,
I didn't even see what it was. It was just something in the sky, middle of the night, and it just took off.
It's a ship.
It was a ship, clearly.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It was a UFO.
Smoky trail, and then just like slammed off into the distance. But I was so far away from where it crashed that I don't know where it was.
Oh, it crashed! No, different ship, sorry.
Oh, yeah, it just crashed. And my companion was like,
ship.
we need to go see what that is. But it hasn't marked it anywhere on the map, and it crashed so far away that I don't even know where it is.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that interests me with Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Not the main story, because, I don't know, they put it in a way where I think that the twist that's going to happen, because I'm sure there's going to be a twist, is super obvious.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Kind of. It does allude to it a little bit, and at the same time, it falls in what you guys are saying. Like, if you started to care about the story, you'll stop caring as soon as that twist happens. You'll be like, well, I tried to care about one character, and they
So, how old do you think Sean is? That is where I think the twist is going.
Oh yeah, but like I had that spoiled for me right at the start when Theo was like, he looks like your parents. So I was like, oh, he must be an adult.
Oh,
well,
right,
no,
right.
You can still be a teenager and look like your parents.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just knew coming out of that vault he's not going to be a 1-year-old.
No.
Yeah,
There's no way he's
going
going to be a 1-year-old.
Well, yeah,
What did you think? Did you think about that at all?
No, I definitely thought I'm probably not going to find a baby. I didn't really think, how old is he going to be? I haven't had that thought yet.
When you get all the talking options, and you're like, why do you think he's still
Yeah.
We went back into space.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I'm wondering, did Bethesda think some of their players are going to be thinking, it's a 1-year-old?
It's a
1-year-old. Because the character thinks it's a 1-year-old. So I
Yeah.
don't know. If that's what they were trying for, I don't think they succeeded in selling that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing, is he going to become the big bad guy that you fight at the end? Because he's,
Yeah, it'd be a cop out. Like, I feel like those stories have been done to death.
But we've already talked about how the story is pretty weak.
Yeah.
And
like,
because
because I've just got to the point where the story started, and the story seems to be about these artificial humans taking up from normal humans.
Yeah.
That's been done to death as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's the
I
story.
like it. I think it's a good addition to Fallout. I like the idea because it's not something that has happened in another part of the world. Because if you think of the Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas, they all happen around the same time, just different parts of America. So it's kind of cool that this is a thing that is only happening in the Boston area.
Yeah.
Like, I like that.
they do it in a really good way too, a really smart and interesting way. So it's not like, oh, we've made machines and suddenly they're uprising or something like that. It's sort of like, you know, there is that mysterious entity of something that is building these machines and going, let's mess with people.
Yeah.
So I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
And then you can't tell who synths are or anything. I haven't spent much time in Diamond City, but I know if I did, there's like so many prejudiced people in Diamond City, and you'd find a lot more about like all the synth stuff that happens there. Like that situation you ran into with the two people, I haven't come across that. That sounds fun.
That was great, and I think by not doing the side quest, by not exploring, you're missing out what Fallout is.
Yeah,
I really feel Fallout is about taking 200 hours to uncover everything. And just finding this world
probably
full of
not
information.
uncovering everything in that 200 hours.
Yeah, probably. I had someone in Diamond City get shot in the head because no, he was holding someone else up for being a synth, and the security guards ended up killing him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the main story.
I didn't miss that. No, that wasn't the main story. That's a side quest.
Something that was.
I think you could
two brothers.
I couldn't even prevent it.
No,
It was just happened.
Yeah, because I sort of walked past it, saw it in my peripheral vision. I was like, okay, because I saw that in the trailer. I was like, man. And then when I came back in, there was a guy like, awkward.
Yeah. The other thing I really like about the game, which I haven't really played with, but would be an interesting way to take on the game, is you can kill anyone.
Yeah.
You can, in the middle of talking to them, you can just pull out your gun, blow their head off, and then carry on with the game.
There's got to be a 10-penny quest in there where you blow up Diamond City. There's got to be.
Yeah, something like that will happen. I had a great situation in Vault 81. I don't know if you guys have found Vault 81.
No.
So it's another vault where they're actually doing okay.
Oh yeah.
Everything's okay in there, and you can go out. Everything's okay. There's always something going on somewhere. But they want you to go into the schoolroom, classroom, and talk to the kids about some of your adventures. And after I talked to them about my adventures, I was kind of like, I wonder what happens if I just kill one of the children, which is where my head goes. So I pulled out So I pulled out the shotgun, put it to the head of the small girl at the front of the classroom. Pulled the trigger. She didn't die. She ran up. She got up.
Children,
She got up. She freaked out. Everyone instantly turned to little red markers on my map, and they all like started screaming and running away. And then like bam, something clicked. They all went to green markers, and they all came back into the classroom and sat back down. I'm like, okay, that was fun.
So like, you know what? We're fine.
You know what?
He can't damage us.
He didn't kill the kid. He's
game
okay.
Designer, Bethesda was like, no one will try and shoot the children. Let's just put something in just in case the people try and kill the children.
Everyone's going to try and do something.
Doesn't know what happens.
I'm not that gamer. I'm that gamer that's like, I would never do that, so my character doesn't either.
You know the caravans that walk past with all the gear that you can stop and talk and try and trade and sell and stuff like that?
Yes.
I wanted some extra cash out of her, and she's like, over my dead body, killed her. Easy. She specifically said over her dead body.
So okay.
We'll see how that goes.
I'm
she didn't have much on her, to be
kill
honest.
that woman at the diner.
That situation.
Oh
Yes.
I hated that moment. I'll let you talk. I've talked a bit.
My version is stupid as shit. So I was like, cool, I'm going to go in and diffuse the situation, and I made her pay up the funds because I had charisma. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And so I went up to the counter and I was like, cool, I want to buy something from you. And then she did the whole like, oh yeah, what do you want? And I tried to click the OK option, but I clicked it before the OK option came up, and I kind of shot her in the head. So her and her junkie kid, they're dead. And I walk outside, and the guy's like, thanks for killing her. And I'm like,
I did.
I'm out. And just ran away. I don't want to go back to that.
And you want to kill her?
I kind of want to kill her now because I want to just take all those things.
She's sweet, yeah.
I'm a hoarder. The only thing that makes me want to kill people in this game is taking their things.
See, I had a different situation where, everyone's talking about how the options for the dialogue are quite vague. It doesn't just say
it's annoying.
exactly.
There's
you
an
can't
option
see
in it now.
Right.
There's an app for that.
So I did what you did. I was like, I'm going to diffuse the situation. I went in there and I started having a talk to her. And I said, why don't you just pay? And she's like, that's not going to happen.
Charisma.
Didn't have the charisma, so she was like, that's not going to happen. Why don't you go out there and kill him? And I just selected no, because in my head the answer was
you just
no.
I'm going to step back.
I'm going to go have a chat to him and see what can happen. And so I selected, and he's just like, he's like, that's not how things are going to go down. And I was like, what? And just straight away, her and her son just turned on me, so I had to kill them both.
Right. Then could you take your stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, I took the stuff, and now I've got the junkie, the drug dealer selling me like drugs from Bronx.
He was selling me drugs as well from persuading
Yeah.
me to be calm.
Yeah, I've got the gun as well.
Yeah.
You don't give them to the grandma.
Did you guys all give the drugs to the old lady?
I'm just supplying her.
Yeah.
I did not feed the addiction.
You
You
did.
guys are terrible.
Every single time I'm like, don't take drugs.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't have the charisma to stop you, so let's keep this train going. Let's keep chasing that dragon.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I feel bad every time, but I like what she tells me, so.
Yeah, and it hasn't been relevant for me yet because I'm not following the story.
Oh, right.
Everything she's saying, I'm just like, no, have some
I
drugs.
just like hearing the story, I guess.
Keep up your dreams. That's good stuff.
I keep dying because I forget to take my dress off.
What?
What?
Because I go into the situations where I try and pump my charisma up, and I put on my sparkly dress and my I think I got some kind of hat that's got charisma too.
Yeah.
And then I do the thing, and then I go back out into the wasteland and I get killed by like a roach or something. I'm
Right.
like, how did I die?
Which is interesting because you can give your settlers armor and stuff as well, so you can chuck it into their inventory and then equip it. And it took me ages to realize you can get undergarments. So I've just been equipping people with like armor, and it just takes off them sort of down to their underwear. So I just had like this settlement of like naked barbarians.
Bondage people. Yeah.
Oh my god,
There's skirts everywhere.
oh, shit.
So it was a good settlement. It was a good settlement.
It was a happy free settlement.
Yeah. But it sounds like we all enjoyed the game. It seems it's pretty
That's
obvious
great,
why we
yeah.
gave it.
Definitely with the it's a great game.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some more of the stuff
In the
in our podcast, so you
Yeah.
can check that out if you want to
Episode 8,
hear some more.
I believe is in.
episodes.
So if you're looking for
Double
more about the Fallout 4 game.
Cool. Well,
Cool.
hope you enjoyed it. Please
Yep.
like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Cool. See ya.